So, hey everyone, my name is
There you go.
Fabulous program here at BHP. Alrighty, so this is a bit about, oh, sorry. Oh, am I back? Okay, sorry. So this is a bit about me. My full-time role at the moment is a specialist delivery. So I'm an ex-graduate along with Michael. We were in the 2020 cohort, and I am doing, I work at Mining Area C. So if you look at the top right corner of this slideshow, it's this beautiful, beautiful mine site, and it's pretty magic, I must say. So a bit about site life. I love it up here. I think it's absolutely fantastic. You get to sort of experience a whole world of things. For starters, in the middle of the top middle, we've got the Muka Orca repair shop, which is pretty much an automated facility. So all these machines, they are running around, picking up stuff, taking things apart, and it's pretty amazing to see. And one of my graduate rotations was control systems here. So my background, as you can see, was chemistry and biochem, as well as geospatial science. Doesn't have very much to do with control systems or cybersecurity or app development or what was my other one? Supply chain scheduling. Yet these were my 4 rotations that I got to do in the graduate program. So camp life. So I'm FIFO at the moment, doing a 5-2-4-3 roster, and I love it up here. It's so much fun. The other day I made prawn mousse angolotti in the cooking class that we have up on site. There's also a lot of fun squash games that we have, and also a communal dining hall. So you pretty much get to have dinner with your mates every night. And the last thing I'm going to say is the best thing about the grad program is that you get to go up on site with all of the other grads, and you just hang out with them. It's kind of like a giant sleepover all the time. Anyway, I'm going to pass over to Michael now so he can tell you a bit about him.
Hi everyone, it's my sound coming through.
Yes.
Yeah, all good, Michael.
Cool. So I'm Michael Bell. I'm currently an electrical reliability engineer at one of BHP's coal mines in central Queensland. I work a 4-day on, 3-day off, fly in, fly out roster out of Brisbane. First started with BHP through their internship program in 2018, and then I rejoined BHP again as a graduate in 2020 after I finished my studies, which was a dual degree in electrical engineering and computer science at Queensland University of Technology. I had an awesome time in both the intern and grad programs. I got to work across engineering and maintenance teams at multiple sites across Queensland, and I got exposure to roles that I didn't even really know existed when I was at uni. And I've now taken a full-time position in one of those roles. There's a story to all these photos on the screen that I don't have time to get into, but I'll just say living and traveling in central Queensland with other BHP graduates has been one of the best experiences I've had over the last few years, and I've made some awesome friends out of it. Just on the screen is a couple of photos there from Magnetic Island and Carnarvon Gorge, which are really 2 awesome trips in central Queensland. Yeah, there's so much Emily and I could talk about, but I think we'll try smash through this slide deck fairly quickly and leave some time for questions at the end. So back to you, Emily.
Absolutely. So just quickly, just the overview of what we're going to be talking about today, a little bit about BHP and what we do, where we work, the different kind of styles of work. So as we mentioned, myself and Michael, we're FIFO, we're fly in, fly out, but there's also a few other styles of work that we do. The 2 programs that we run for university students, timelines for those at the moment, tips for interviews, and most importantly, fingers crossed we get to Q&A. All right, so a bit about BHP. So we have been operating for 137 years, which is pretty cool. We have more than 80,000 employees across 90 different locations around the globe. And our purpose is to bring people and resources together to build a better world. So what does that mean? To help our future world grow sustainably and decarbonize at the same time. So BHP has a focus on these 4 commodities that you see on your screen. So copper, nickel, iron, and carbon. And the need for these are all quite different. So copper, for example, the need for this is expected to double over the next 30 years as renewable energy comes into play with wind farms, solar farms, that sort of thing. Nickel, one of the major components in the production for electric vehicles and battery storage. And I don't know if you guys heard last year, but we signed a deal with Tesla, which is pretty cool. And lastly, but not least, iron ore and metallurgical coal is a must for global infrastructure and the world's transition into renewable energy. So as you can see, we operate around the whole world. And as I said before, I'm over at Western Australia. So Western Australian iron ore over here. Oh no, you can't see my mouse. Sorry, in Western Australia, and Michael's over in Queensland. Just a bit of closer look on Western Australia. So Olympic Dams over in Adelaide. We've got BMC and BMA in Queensland, and Weir and Nickel West over in WA. And all of these have structured 2-year programs. All right, Michael.
So what kind of roles are we hiring for? Really, it's quite a wide range of roles in a company the size of BHP. It's not just the typical roles you'd imagine would be on site, like engineers. We have a huge amount of support functions that keep our operations running. So doing a degree related, if you're doing a degree related to some of those on the screen, definitely encourage you to apply for one of our grad or intern programs. So just if you go to the next slide, Emily, one of the main sort of programs we have is our intern program. So it's a 10 to 12 week intern program, which runs over the summer holidays. This program is targeted towards sort of mid-degree uni students, and it's a fantastic way to trial BHP. If you do well as an intern, you'll have the opportunity to come back the following year and either do another internship if you're still at uni, or come back as a graduate if you've graduated. And the applications for this are open at the moment. So next is our graduate program. So it's as Emily said, a full 2-year program. Applications are also open for this at the moment, and it'll be beginning if you're successful, you'll start in February 2023. And you'll get the opportunity to work in sort of 2 to 4 different teams, potentially in different locations over those 2 years. So I worked in both FIFO roles and residential roles in Central Queensland, and BHP supported me with all the relocation required for that. I think a really important part to mention about our graduate program is you are a permanent employee. So at the end of the 2-year program, you do still have a job. We just keep you on as a graduate and support you in finding a full-time role. So I think applications are open roughly till the end of the month. I think a few days in April, but definitely get them in ASAP. I think you can start doing some of the online assessments straight after the application if you get to the next stage. And then the other program we have, which Joe mentioned before, and we started for the first time late last year, early this year, is the first year intern program. So it's a huge success. It's a really awesome program targeted at first year uni students, and it's all about demystifying mining and attracting people to the resource industry early on in their degrees. So that's a 6 to 8 week program over the summer period. And yeah, targeted for first year science and engineering students. Applications for this open in mid-2022. So I think I saw someone in the chat was a first year engineering and science student. I think it was Bridget. So yeah, look out for that one, Bridget. Next slide, please. I think it's, so why BHP? I think the BHP grad and intern programs have been around quite a while now, so we know what students want and we're good at creating an awesome experience for them. We really do have industry-leading technology at BHP, and graduates get the opportunity to be at the forefront of that. So I like to say BHP is a technology company that does mining, and it really does feel like that. So we know our graduates are the future of our company, and you get treated like that from the start. So you're exposed to so many different things and some senior leaders straight away who will really want to help you grow. And it does do an awesome job at kickstarting your career. Over to you, Em. Anything to add?
I think so. One of the things, sorry. So I thought you were on mute, and no, it's all good. So another reason why BHP is the commitment to continuous learning. I really truly believe this because with the graduate program, we have these amazing opportunities to talk to our senior leaders, and whether it's we have these weeks, these forums, graduate tech forums, where we hear from senior leaders of the company. They present to us, they talk to us about their journey and how they've come to where they are now and what they're continuing to do on their development. And you can really see that, they're still learning, they're still going, and they want to learn from us, which is really fantastic to see. And also there are weeks where you get to go out with graduates in your discipline and learn more technical skills, which is really fantastic. I know there was a time when 3 days pretty much that the technology grads, we all got to go to AWS, and so there was a person here asking about certifications and what you get out of the graduate program. You can go get your AWS certification as well, so which is really, really cool. And yeah, there are also times where you get a chance to learn and work with grads that you don't usually meet in the workplace. So yeah, we're always learning here. And just quickly, BHP, we're constantly cultivating this culture of respect, and respect is one of BHP's charter values, and is one of the ones that resonates with me the most. Respect for yourself and others around you is one of the most important things in a working environment. Because if you don't have respect, it doesn't matter how good you are performing. Pretty much the respect you need.
So this is a slide with lots of words on it, but if these look like some of your personality traits, then we want you to apply. We're really looking for people from all different backgrounds. As Joe said, it's been shown that our diverse teams are our highest performing teams. So don't worry or don't think that you know absolutely nothing about mining, because your perspective could still be super valuable to us. So definitely apply. Just on next slide, please, Em. A bit of a timeline for application. So as I said, the grad and intern programs applications are open now, and there'll be sort of an application process the following months. I'd imagine some online assessments and some interviews, and then candidates will be asked to complete medicals as part of their process, which will lead into interns starting in November 2022 and graduates starting in February 2023. So next slide, Em. So just some tips on the screen, application process. I think the main thing is we just want to get to know the real you. So just relax as much as possible, be yourself. I think it's always great if you come with questions for us as well. Like Joe said in the panel session, showing us your natural curiosity is very important and shows us your interest. Any tips from you, Emily?
Yeah. So I think that's one of the most important things as well. Like I know it's an interview and we're trying to get to know you, but definitely ask us the hard questions as well and how we can support you. I know that when I actually wanted to go over to Melbourne to do a rotation, and I was able to ask that because I'm from there, and I was able to ask that to my team, to my lead team, and I was able to go to cybersecurity. So not only was I able to go home after 2 years of not seeing my family because of COVID, but I was actually able to learn amazing. The amazing things that go on in cybersecurity as well. So definitely ask the hard questions, ask how we can help you, because we probably can. All right, I think
we got some questions.
Great.
We do. We've got 4 minutes, so we'll get these out. But I think there's a couple of cracking ones that came through. So one came through from Joel, just asking like 4 FIFO positions, like how, especially when you do it for the first time, like how do you get used to constantly being away from home, like the heavy downtime, the high pace of work, because it's probably a massive lifestyle shift when you first do it. I've got a lot of mates who work FIFO, not grads, like they work FIFO, and it's very different to what everyone else does? Like, what do you have any like strategies that in place that you were told that would be kind of beneficial for you?
Yeah, I'll jump in. I'll just start with saying I absolutely love FIFO. It's like the perfect sort of lifestyle for me at the moment. I love having long weekends every weekend. I think my biggest tip is just routine is everything when you're FIFO, and sort of diet and exercise. If you just sort of routine about being healthy, exercising, yeah, the week goes well like that, and then you're back home for a long weekend. So exercise and diet would be my tips for FIFO.
Anything from yourself?
Yeah, I could definitely echo that as well. I love FIFO. Again, long weekend, every second weekend. I'm not as lucky as you, Michael. But definitely routine, going to sleep on time, and then that prepares you for the 12-hour day. But you do, once you come back, yeah, you do get to exercise, eat with your mates and socialize. I really like that social aspect on site, on camp. Like I reckon that just takes the cake. And then, yeah, you get to go home for the weekends and see everybody there. I think it's a really cool and sort of unique lifestyle to have, but it is a good one.
No, it's really good. And look, if there's any questions that we don't get to, you can jump on, like you can stay on as a panel and just answer them directly. But there's one good question about interviewing. Interviewing is obviously a really important one, especially video interviewing. Like, what's the best way to prepare and perform well in those interviews where you're not face to face, like you're online, so maybe your personality doesn't come across as well? Like, what sort of suggestions would you give for that?
I have one tip for this. One of my good mates went to an interview for BHP and wore pajama bottoms, and she had to get up and let the dog out. And she was mortified the fact that interview panels had to see her wear her pajamas. So wear a full clothing with shoes. That's first tip. But the second tip is just be yourself. Just take 3 deep breaths, glass of water beforehand, and just be yourself, and it will translate across. Yeah. Don't stress about knowing all the technical things. We don't expect you to know everything about a mine site.
Yeah. Anything further from yourself, Michael?
No, I just echo what Emily said, and I think obviously just do the basic stuff, like make sure your camera and your microphone is working. Do sort of a practice run before. You don't want to start answering a question and find out, it stresses you out if you find out your microphone hasn't been working and sort of throws you off the question. So yeah, just prepare beforehand as well.
Yeah, it's a really good one. There's a couple of other questions that will probably be answered. You can probably answer it directly when this one finishes. But any final words? We've got about 30 seconds. Any final words for the students that are still online?
Honestly, don't be afraid of FIFO or mining. It is one of the best experiences. I thought I was going to be sitting at a desk in the middle of the CBD, and I'm so glad that I'm donning the high vis and up here and experiencing this whole new world. Like, it's pretty amazing. So yeah.
Just a different angle to Emily. Also, don't be afraid of residential rotations. I had way much more fun than I thought I would in Central Queensland. It was honestly the highlight of my last few years. So yeah, don't just go for the city jobs. You'll definitely have a lot of fun living rurally.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks so much for coming on. Yeah, super impressive presentation. It was really good to get an insight into yeah, what you guys are doing over there and how much you're enjoying it.
Thank you. And yeah, happy to answer those questions, and I'll put my LinkedIn details in the chat maybe.
Yeah, no worries at all. Thanks, Michael.
Okay. Thanks, everyone.